This is what General Christopher Musa advises Nigerian senators.
We have on the issue of whether genocide or no genocide, we're all victims. Everybody is being killed. Everybody is dying. So that's why it's important that we must work together. And it is when we allow them have gaps that they penetrate. They don't care who they kill. These are a bunch of evil people that are on drugs. For whatever reason, we must stop the killings. Nigerians must not be killed, or anyone in Nigeria must not be killed for whatever reason. So, sir, our own target is to face them squarely and ensure that we stop the killing. Farmers should go, our children should be safe in their schools, and Nigeria is back to how it used to be before. I think that's very, very important. On the issue of whether 100 days or 6 months, I think it's important that we must make sure that within a very limited time, people should see that things are changing. We're able to achieve that, and we can still do that, and we will do that. All we need is the support. So I want to seek indulgence that once I take over after 3 weeks, we'll be able to come back, maybe have a closed session, because there are a lot of things that we need to bring to the fore that will assist the members of armed forces and other security agencies. We cannot say it out in the open. There are a lot of gaps that we need to close in. And I think that's very important if we're able to sit down. I'll sit down with all of them, we'll discuss, and then we'll come back again and sit down and show you clearly the roadmap. What is it that is in? What do we need? What kind of support do we need for us to be able to achieve? I think that's very, very important, sir. On issue of saboteurs, yes, sir. Normally we recruit from the society. So there will always be the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we have a system of identifying such people, and immediately we do that, we take action because we prosecute. The armed forces have standby court martials all over the country. Anywhere you commit, there are offense and there are punishments for it. And I think that is what we're going to do. On sustaining the strength, yes, we're doing that. The system we're adopting is good, and we're going to do that. Engagement of retired personnel is a good idea. We're going to discuss with the services and see. On retirement, you still have 3 years into the reserve. So we can still re-engage those ones that are retired into reserve, those ones that are still fit and capable. Most of us here that are here have spent over 30 years in service, or almost 40 years, because if you look at those that went to NDA, spent 5 years and then 30-something years. There are some that were at NMS, spent 5 years, 6 years NMS, 5 years NDA, and 30-something years. So they put in a longer years, a lot of experience. And I think my advice, sir, to the nation is that beside even the military, even in other aspects of life, these are individuals that monies have been spent on them, time has been spent, they have a lot of experience, they are very brilliant, committed in ensuring that Nigeria develops. So we can also look at other aspects of putting them in some of these boards that we have. Let us utilize them. A lot of them finish, go back and just sit down and not doing anything. And I think that's not good. Having considered the amount of money that had been spent and the experiences they have, I think we should look at the aspect of also bringing them into all some of these boards, and they will be able to bring out some inputs into bringing these things into the system. Declaring, sorry, sir, let me get this. I said issue on negotiation, no negotiation. Nobody is allowed to negotiate. And for the troops, sir, every personnel that is deployed knows why he's deployed. And the 3 things where he's told is this: you are to engage any criminal or any bandit that is armed and is about to kill you. You don't have to wait. Somebody is aiming to shoot at you and you are waiting for order from who? Once you are deployed, you automatically have that responsibility. Or your colleague is to be shot and you know there is no other way of stopping it other if you don't kill the person. Or the community or property you are protecting. These are statutory and they all know it. So if any member of the armed forces is deployed anywhere and tells you that he's waiting for order, he's lying. He's only a coward. There is nothing like he's waiting for any order. The order is automatic once he's deployed because he's briefed before he's deployed. And I think that is very important that we're able to bring that distance. Like I said, the increase in terrorism and banditry, sir, end of the year, the times, over time, people have neglected so many things, and these are the things that these are the results. So we must go back to those basics that will do that, working together with the communities, with the local governments, with the state governments, and the federal. Together, if we do that, we're going to look at and we're going to get good results. Whether National Guard or Reserve, then NYC using them, the issue of social media, sir, that's one big area we're having, is affecting the professionalism of the armed forces. And I think areas that we need to look at how we're going to address those things very well is very, very important. Funding issues, like it was mentioned, no country can have everything. So America's budget last year was about $800 and something billion, and they produce equipment. We don't produce this equipment. For everything we are buying, we buy using hard currency. A medium-range precision missile for a drone, sir, is $100,000. That is about 150 million naira. So once you fire one, 150 million has gone. Whether you hit target or you don't hit target. A ship, a medium-range ship will take up to probably 33,000 liters of fuel, 10 tankers. In 5-6 hours, fuel is finished. So you can imagine that defense is expensive. And that's why it's important for us to see that we can fund. And we can do government to government. Some of these things, we can get them directly. So I think those are issues that I think we need to look at. We said 20% non-kinetic will do. The intelligence, yes, intelligence is critical. And that's why we need everybody to be on board. Because when you see something and you report, action is taken. And we're able to get good results. As a whole, I think we want to assure Nigerians again, and the Senate especially, that's how we're fully committed. Coming back on stream from all the experience we have, working together with my team, we are going to make sure that we make a difference. And I can show you within the shortest possible time, sir, Nigerians will see that change. The trust they have in us will never let them down. And we'll count on the House. Thank you very much, sir.
Let me thank the nominee, General Christopher Musa, CFR. I don't know the rest, whether is it which PSC Dagger, because no, PSC Dagger, am I right? PSC Dagger, yes. I am GCON Dagger. Let me say that today's exercise has been a very serious one. And I want to thank the distinguished senators. There is a meeting of North Central going on. There is also a meeting of Northeast going on. There is also a meeting of Southwest going on. There is also a meeting of the committee headed by Senator Bello on Foreign Affairs, screening the presidential nominees for ambassadorial appointments. These were things that were prefixed, General, before you came. But in spite of how crowded today was, we felt there was need to take you so you can go and join your colleagues to begin to map out the right policies to keep Nigeria safer. And you have observed that there's a lot of expectation of all Nigerians across the board, including Mr. President, who nominated you. It's because of your personnel and your track record. And I've not seen any nominee in the Nigerian Senate spend so many hours answering questions from senators since 1999. I think you are the first. So you have set the record. I have some senators here who insist that when they take the floor to speak, I should not stop them. That after all, in the United States, some senators speak for 24 hours. So in your own case, I decided to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to ask you a question because we are all concerned about the security of the nation. The good part of it, but he answered your question. He answered, he mentioned you specifically, he said Senator Ani, and he answered the question. You didn't finish everything you wanted to say, but at least you said a few things, and we picked those few things. So, Senator Ani, if you have any other thing, please put it in writing, give him as he's leaving. He will address them. So, I want to thank all my colleagues for their contributions. To assure you also that there is what we call verbatim reporting. The moment this microphone is pressed, everything you say, even when you sneeze, is recorded. So we have everything on record, including those who contributed and left and those who came back to contribute, including every single thing you've said. In fact, let me even tell you, we are even recording the things you are thinking in your mind now. Because that is how digital we are. So we are up to date in our offices. We'll review everything you have said here today and what you intend to do. But let me cap it up by mentioning that you said there is a constitutional lacuna. This is for the Senate, that the responsibilities of each office within the security architecture of the country must be looked into again. That's what you said, so that there will be no ambiguity. And in order to ensure that there is no single office that acts as an impediment to success. We noted that very, very, very seriously. You have an opportunity to amplify that when we handle the National Security Summit. So we'll be requesting a small paper from you on what the National Assembly should do in order to bridge the gap and ensure that those lacunas are constitutionally addressed through the constitutional amendment that we are presently undertaking. So, and yeah, I know the acts also. I'm sure that's to let you know that we noticed that we're listening to you very keenly. And that, of course, also answered the question as to who gave the order for soldiers to withdraw before the kidnappers entered the school. It's a function of whose responsibility was it to give order to those soldiers. Because of the various formations, you have too many, yes, you have too many areas. Then you also mentioned something about a database. The need